It's awesome. You know, I was you said I was the president in 2022. I was the interim president from basically day one, and then they, convinced me to stick around because I was just going to help them get ready for Daytona, make sure Bubba had a car to drive for the 2021 Daytona 500, and then go back to, doing my other stuff. And it's 3 years later, I'm still here because it's been so great to be around Michael, to be with Denny, to be with these guys and everybody. To build a team from a clean sheet of paper is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I would say, it's good that Denny is still focused on being driver Denny. So that means he's not in our business every day, which is a good thing. But he will be eventually. And then MJ, has been to a lot of races and is always there to pump us up and to make sure we've got the right mindset heading into these races. And I know he bugs these guys way more than he bugs me, which is good.
I think being bugged by Michael Jordan is like the coolest way to be bugged. Bubba, what's the relationship like with you? And let's talk Denny first, because you guys are racing on track all the time.
Yeah. That's fun. It's good. I think, from day one, Denny he said he'd be the boots on the ground guy, making sure every I was dotted, every T was crossed, and he's done that and some. So it's been nice to have that. It's been interesting to see how he's juggled both hats, driver and owner, but seemed to be making it work. And he's invested. He's 100% committed to this team, just as much, if not more, than he is with the 11 team. So I thought that's pretty special. And then MJ, on the other hand, to me, he's just another dude. He's just another guy, and it's really cool to see him in the garage. But also, that comes from his passion ever since he was a kid. He loved NASCAR, he loved the sport, ever since going to races with his family. And he'll tell you all about it. And his knowledge might be a little skewed on certain things, but it's an interesting argument when you try to convince him otherwise. But he shows up and wants to have a good time and win some races and run really well. And I think for him, you see the headlines of Pitbull coming in the sport, Michael Jordan coming in the sport, and you probably instantly think of other big names in the sports world buying entity into certain teams and just to have their name put on something, right? Well, I think it's different for both guys. I can't really speak much for Pitbull because I don't know that team very well, but MJ is just not having a name on something. He's been a part of our meetings and he's at the racetrack, he's invested, and he'll fire a text in both of us, I'm sure, of what's the deal, what do we need to do to be better, and he'll put every foot forward to make sure it's right. So he's invested, and it's really special to have that, because we all know a person that kind of caliber can do a lot of other things, which he tends to do. So actually it's not much. It's either fishing, or I think he watches Western shows, that's it. Smokes cigars and drinks tequila, so it's not that much. Let's roll call, that's right.
Does he get on Zoom and business meeting calls with the trophies in the background like he did on the documentary? Because you talked about it today.
I don't know if he's ever turned his camera on. I think he's turned his camera on. He's probably sitting on the golf cart at the golf course.
Probably.
So he probably doesn't.
Probably. All right, Tyler, what about you working with this organization for the first year under your belt? What's it been like working with Denny Hamlin?
Yeah, obviously, like Bubba, I've raced against Denny for a couple of years now, and just racing against him, he's a, some would disagree, but I feel like he's a pretty clean competitor. He's been clean with me anyways, and just getting to know him as a driver at first, was very interesting. For me, I guess I wasn't fully aware how, he just really focuses on details and data and just all these things. And then him as an owner, right? Like he wants us to follow in those footsteps and be prepared and be thinking about alternative, just looking at the same track, but maybe a little bit differently, having other plans to get around the racetrack. So getting to know him more is really opened my eyes up to who he is as a driver and an owner. He's been a lot of help, when I look at places like this between Bubba and Denny, I've gotten a lot of help from them and being better at places like this, like at Martinsville. We went to Richmond earlier this year. I feel like Bubba's always liked Richmond, but I didn't know what to think of the place forever, and we went there this year for the second race, and both of us were up front leading laps, and it was funny because Denny was a little upset that he maybe helped me too much in Richmond because he was stuck behind me for a while. So it's just been great to get his help from him. And like these others have said, his involvement with the team is really high, and he pushes us to be better every single day. And you know, we got a good example of that in our Monday meeting, right? So it's great to have that feedback from him. He pushes us to be better.
All right, what about the GOAT? What's it like working with Michael Jordan?
Well, I mean, Bubba touched on it really well. You know, I guess the one part he probably didn't say is Bubba's pretty good at talking smack back and forth with him.
Oh.
I'm not brave enough to do that yet. I'm working up to it. But yeah, Michael, you know, he really cares about it. You know, we were figuring all this out and figuring out what my future would look like. I got to get to know him, spend some time with him, and get to hear from him, his background, why he loves racing. You know, like Bubba said, he grew up around it. It's something he's always liked since he was a kid. And it's really cool to have someone that, again, like Bubba said, that could be doing a million other things in the world with everything he's accomplished, and chooses to come and support a race team, be a part of a race team, and be there and at the track supporting us as well. You know, it's the little things, right? Like coming over and talking to us after the race when we're probably pissed off and can't really see straight, giving us a pep talk, telling us we did a good job, reminding us of all the positives from the day. It's also really nice to hear too.
You have the opportunity on Sunday to clinch into the championship.